She Diaries is a segment where we talk to women making strides, women from all walks of life. If you missed out on our inaugural She Diaries Ladies Luncheon, you need to be on the lookout for the next one that we are going to host. And please don't miss this one out. Do not miss this one out. If you want to find out what happened at this at the previous one, you can go onto our social media platform and you will find the videos there. You'll fall in love actually, and you'll be like, no, the next one I really need to be there. So for our She Diaries, our guest is a young lady known as the Black Pearl. All right, she looks like a pearl. I mean, like, her name could have been Pearl. Her name could have been Pearl. But let me just read out to you who we have in a studio with us today. Her name is Norren Chiedza. We once interviewed her young sister on this show. So when I walked into the station, I'm looking at her sitting in the lounge and I'm thinking, but why is she back? And then now I'm looking at her and she's like, no, that was my young sister. So Norren is a model, and her modeling career began in 2017 I think she says on her birthday, after bumping into a Zimbabwean photographer at school in Cyprus, where she was studying international law. Currently, her modeling is more of photo shoots, adverts, and her hope one day is to be a brand ambassador for big corporates and appear on their billboards. So she's into the advertising side of the modeling, right? Commercial modeling. She is into poultry farming, vegetable farming, and is a quality control officer in telemarketing. She also enjoys poetry and nature. The name Black Pearl meaning is she is a pearl from Africa found in the depths of Zimbabwe. So she refers to herself as royalty. Pulses all over. Please help me welcome the African royalty, the Black Pearl. Let me hear you make some noise for Norren Chiedza.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're far too kind. You're far too kind.
So thrilled.
Oh my goodness. Hey Norren, how are you doing?
I'm good, Becky. How are you doing?
I'm excited to talk to you.
Oh my
I
God.
love speaking to young people because you guys really are like the now, and you're also the future.
That is quite true.
You are living the best of both worlds, and you can actually benefit from now and you can benefit from the future. Some of us are really now like figuring it out and we're going, oh my gosh, because we refuse to adapt to certain things, or we refuse to learn about certain norms. We're getting left behind, and then we end up feeling old, but you're like, no, but the thing is right there, you know, why don't you find out about it? And then but you guys are like the ones in their 20s and their 30s. Man, you guys,
we're lucky.
You blessed. Lucky is an understatement. You
That is
guys
true.
are blessed. We've got
true.
listeners driving to the airport. Where are you going? Come back. Where are you going? No, trust me, I love trips to the airport because it means I get to check in. I get to get my passport stamped.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and walk down an aisle and wave bye.
Yeah.
So yes, travel safe for those of you who are traveling. We've got a Pulsar who is sick in bed right now, so we're going to make sure that the conversation is worth your while, Elder Samanyanga. Mungwe tea, ni ginger, ni garlic, and lemon, and honey. That concoction really works. So we want to get into our conversation with our She Diaries guest. I want you to start us off by how old you are, and when you are thinking back into your childhood, how far back do you go?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, hi, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
So, the name is Norren Chiedza, the Black Pearl. I am a lady aged 29. And how far back do I go? Honestly speaking, there are bits and pieces of memories that take us back to our really childhood, which would be around 4 or 5. Yes. But I would say I would remember until preschool. Yes.
Preschool.
Yeah.
You remember that far back?
Bits and pieces.
Right, bits and pieces.
Uh-huh.
In your bits and pieces of remembering your preschool days, what event stands out for you? Where you were like, I knew my life was going to be amazing.
I'll start with my birthday. I think actually great things start happening on my birthday. And this one was basically particularly because of the birthday cake.
Okay, what was the birthday cake like?
It was a Dalmatian puppy made out of ice cream.
I used to be crazy about Dalmatians.
So honestly, that was my first birthday party.
How old were you?
I was 9.
Girl, if I'm to go back to my childhood memory, till now, my 10th birthday, I don't know, there's just something about those defining years, 9, 10, like up to 12, before you're a teenager, something just happens. So your 9th birthday, Dalmatian cake, and you're like, ding, light bulb moment. What happens?
Because I actually love dogs, so this was like a really huge surprise. And then we had this program at this pizza place. What's it called? I forgot the pizza.
It's okay. You're remembering in bits and pieces.
Yeah,
so
but we would actually go get a free pizza every time. Until your 12th birthday. So this one was really amazing, and had to invite all the friends and all that stuff. So I really enjoyed that birthday. That's how far I can remember.
That's how far you can remember. And then if we take you to high school or just before your university time, because now Norren is growing up, now she somehow knows what she likes, what she doesn't like, and the direction that she wants her life to take. At what point did you decide that, yes, I'm going to go to university, however, modeling is going to be in my career somewhere?
Okay. So with modeling, honestly speaking, it came at a young age. You know, growing up tall, everyone would suggest, is your child a model? Then I'll be like, okay. And then there was a time when I was actually at church, I actually ran away from Sunday school because they would always say, the tall girl, Tina Matiro. So I was like,
you were always ready.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not ready because I'm tall. You're always picking on me.
Exactly. So through my mom's friends and people I interacted with, they would always say your body's suitable to be a model, and then that grew on me.
Right. So hearing people confirm it for you made it easier for you to believe that, hey, so this thing is possible.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then my mom was like, okay, you could try it, you know, since it's something that's just coming up and you're also getting interested in it. And then I was like, okay, but a bit skeptic at the same time, you know, something that's new and all that stuff. But I was really excited to actually take the journey. So, but I wasn't ready to take it at high school level.
Oh, you were not yet ready to take it to high school level. Did you ever think about the ramp when people were talking about modeling? Was ramp modeling ever like in the picture? Did you want to do that, or you already knew that you wanted to be like a commercial model?
That's the part. So, you know, with ramp modeling, there's a lot of talk behind it. Back in the day, people would associate those people like, you know, they're hoes or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it was something that I didn't want to be a part of me.
To be labeled,
exactly,
to be promiscuous,
exactly,
and uncultured, uncouth,
exactly.
And I don't know who put that on that.
And with our elderly parents, you know, when you say you want to be a model, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, same applies with certain industries. I know the beauty industry also. I remember when I told my dad that this is what I want to start. I want to study, this is what I want to do. Girl, back in the day, if my dad had seen you like right now, how you look, he would have picked on the red lipstick. He would have picked on the earrings. Maybe they'll say they're pretty, but they're too big, you know, or something. He was so conservative. But I thank God that he managed to grow with us also, and he saw the better side of the industries that people were name shaming, right? So when I wanted to get into the beauty industry, I told him, this is what I want to do, because I feel like my calling has got to do with dealing with people. No, he says, oh, now you want to get into prostitution. No, you're a prostitute. And I'm thinking, no, it's not it. But because in their generation, those kinds of jobs or those kinds of industries, it wasn't done.
That's very true.
It wasn't done. So I can imagine you now at this stage trying to decide, how do I convince my people
Exactly.
that ramp modeling isn't so bad,
Mm.
although there's talk
Exactly.
behind it. So what did you do?
So I waited until I went to uni. Because you know, when you're young, sometimes some of these decisions aren't ours to make. It's our parents, and we follow. So when I went to uni, I actually saw a couple of pictures on Facebook from the Zimbabwean photographer you mentioned. So I was just, I would say I was at the back of the queue. And then at the end of the day, it came on my 22nd birthday. I actually was like to myself, you know what? This is the time I have to shine and bring out this model in me, because I love pictures. I'm photogenic.
Very.
Exactly. So I was like, I want to have a memory of each and every birthday to see how I'm growing. So there was this other photo company in town. Then I was like, let me go ask how much it is, and then if it's worthy, I can actually have a picture taken on my birthday. Right. Then I went into town, and then I get there. The prices were ridiculous.
Where was this? In Cyprus?
In Cyprus.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I was like, oh my gosh, my whole pocket money is going there. No.
For a picture.
Exactly.
For a photo picture snap. Ain't doing it. Right.
So I was a bit down. Then I was like, you know what? It's okay. Let me go home. Let me go back to school. Then I went back to school, weird enough, and then my friend was like, let me get you a cake at the school cafe.
Okay.
Then we went there, and who do I bump into?
The photographer?
Yes. No, I couldn't believe it. I just rushed to him, and I was like, you know what? Today's my birthday, and I've seen your pictures on Facebook. Would you please, I don't know your prices and everything like that. I would actually want a picture to remember, to actually remember my birthday. Then he was like, he was actually with his friends. Then he was like, you know what? Since it's your birthday, I'm thinking twice. We could take it for free.
Who is this photographer?
His name is Taisi. He works with Tatenda Gora.
Okay.
Yes. I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh. And then, okay. Then he was like, are you ready now? I was like, yeah, I'm ready.
Like, don't have to ask me twice. I was literally born ready. What are you talking about? Right.
That is the first time I actually had a photo shoot done in the middle of the road. Yeah. I actually sat on the road, then he took snaps, and he was also very creative. So he actually brought these nice silhouettes as well. I was facing the sun, and he would take the back view.
So was this your first experience
of
a professional shoot?
Yes.
Right. And then Taisi is creatively directing this shoot.
Exactly.
What was going through your mind?
Honestly speaking, I actually felt as if I'm living a movie, because honestly, it was. Yesterday I was dreaming about it, and then today it's actually happening. So I was overwhelmed. I was thrilled. My friends were standing there. I would actually want to scream. It was a lot of emotions were going through me, and at the same time I really couldn't believe it. And then when the pictures came out, he actually just started on his Facebook. Then he just labeled the model the Black Pearl, and then he would put a statement underneath, and then put the pictures. So I was like,
so he named you the Black Pearl, and you were like, I'm running with it.
Yes.
I'm running with it. This is me. I am the Black Pearl.
Exactly. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually real. So that's how it actually came to be. Then from then onwards, he would just say, I've got a concept for you. Are you free?
So he also enjoyed working with you.
Exactly.
I know with photographers, they love it when the model is easy to work with and not stiff and rigid and open-minded.
That is true.
So this is you in university. You are studying international law, and your parents at the back of their mind, our daughter is studying.
That is true.
Our daughter is in school cracking the whip. She's doing the most with those books. No, Gandhi, the child was on the road, in the car, taking photographic direction from Taisi, saying, look to the sun. Okay, bring your chin down a bit.
Exactly.
Now look here. And then click, 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 click. And she's like, I'm living a dream. How did you break it to your parents that, listen, I think I found this new love?
So with my mom that time, she had gone to the States. So I posted some pictures on Facebook. I had not even cracked it to her. Then she was like, hey, no, my picture. Tell me about it. So I was like, okay. Then I was like, you know, this is the time I just have to tell her.
Yeah.
that's when I actually told her, "Hi, mom. So I actually found a photographer, and that whole modeling thing we used to talk about."
Oh, so you had been talking about it, besides the fact that people were passing by telling your mom, "I didn't get model." Man.
Exactly, and they would always say, "Go for Miss Zimbabwe." Right. But I would say to myself, to some extent, yeah, Miss Zimbabwe is good, but I would not like to model for the title because I'm a title on my own. Yo. Because these competitions, sometimes when you don't win,
it breaks you.
It breaks you.
I've seen those models. I've seen them get crushed.
Exactly.
I think it's a different level of competition at that level. Like,
exactly.
You are actually getting in there to win. So if you do not win, you are going to second guess yourself. You are going to think about it. So was I just an extra number?
Exactly.
I was just there to just to add.
Exactly.
But there were 16 models.
You see now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, no, I don't want to venture into that because definitely I will crash. So then I started this, and then I explained to her it's mostly photo shoots, and it's mostly related with nature as well, and a bit of color. I'm not going to be naked or whatever.
Right.
Then she was like, okay, you can go ahead and just make sure you send me pictures so that I also approve of it.
Also, before posting, please. So before you knew it, the lady who was like, my picture was like manager.
Exactly.
She stepped into the manager. She was like, my poster my pictures.
Exactly. Because, she's also worried, family's also watching, and Facebook is literally the whole family.
Let's talk a little bit about that whole aspect of growing up in families that are being watched, because your family sounds like your parents were like in a better position than most, able to travel to the US or doing certain things. So your family name was somehow being watched with the street light, microscope, telescope, everything. Because for her to say, send me the pictures before you post so that I can also approve, meant that she knew
charity begins at home.
Exactly. That if I don't nurture this, someone out there is going to get her and maybe misinterpret the whole look and what she's trying to. So let me somehow guide and protect the dream that she has. But I want to hear from your end, because we spoke to your sister also.
Yes.
Growing up in this home where you have got beautiful women in your family, like now I can just
thank you so much.
I can take that. And then you've got people who are watching, and they're watching for different reasons. How did it feel knowing that you can't just make a choice? You had to consider ningi, and what will this one say? Although we travel with the norm, you don't care what people say, do it. But the truth of the matter is, you are going to at some point.
Someone,
yes.
It's heartbreaking when you're a child, but when you grow up, you get to understand. For my instance, I would say I would understand, because sometimes when your parent supports you, it gives you direction, as compared to you just trying to learn it on yourself. So I would say it was really helpful, because with that, it actually showed me that they're being supportive, but they're just trying to nurture it in the right direction.
Right.
Yes, and to just ensure that you do not fall into the wrong hands, because other people out there, most of the parents don't even know they do modeling. Because probably it's because, sometimes when you deal with different kinds of photographers, they have different kinds of concepts. So sometimes it may lead into manipulation, but because the child is actually just so desperate to become on top, and so without your parent being involved, sometimes you end up getting into deals that take you elsewhere, and you need your parents to be supportive, to be there to guide you, and to give a stamp and say this is a no, so that even if you do work with certain photographers, they know the limits.
Oh yeah, I like that. 0719-100-404. We are speaking to Norren Chiedza, the Black Pearl. She is our She Diaries guest, and we are talking all things about decision, career choices, and also family. So we've covered a little bit about her childhood, the current career path that she's in, and now we want to just dive into the things that you studied. You studied international law.
Yes.
For what purpose? What is it that you wanted to do with international law? Did you complete?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. What is it that you wanted to do?
Okay, for the from the get-go, I actually wanted to be a journalist.
Okay.
Yes. And then, like I mentioned, with our traditional parents, the white collar jobs are more stable, and it's something that everyone is familiar with.
Yeah.
And you take a certain direction, it won't go wrong. So I actually was a bit confused, because when I actually wanted to go to uni, you're a bit all over the place. You don't really know who you want to be. You want this, you want that. Then I ventured into, I was like, I want to be a journalist, but at BBC. Then my uncle was like, BBC, why BBC? Because literally they have more than 8,000 graduates a year. And most of them end up actually working voluntarily for 2 years or more. And if you're a foreigner, that means how are you going to take care of expenses, your bills, and anything like that. So that's when the whole international law thing came up. The mom was like, you know what, you can actually do it. You're intelligent, you're bright.
I love your mom. Saying the right words. Saying the right words.
So she was like, why don't you venture into that? Maybe you'll end up liking it. It's a good career. Then I was like, okay. And then dad supported it as well. So I was like, okay. But on the other end, my dad wanted me to be a construction manager, because he's into construction.
So is this how you got into the quality control officer and everything?
That actually developed with telemarketing.
Goodness me, you were trying to. Oh, okay. So so let's finish off with the international law.
Exactly.
So journalism was in the mind, and Mom was saying, hey, why not just explore it further and do international law?
Yeah.
So you completed this. Did you practice at all?
No.
So you never used it?
Yes.
Are you going to use it?
Honestly speaking, not anytime soon.
So it's okay, we've got the knowledge. The knowledge we've got. We'll use it some other time. It's going to pay off.
I agree.
I promise you, it is going to pay off. It is going to pay off. There are certain things that I've studied, like at certificate level. Just to know about those things. I haven't used them at all. But I know with where I'm going.
Yeah.
It's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, because I also believe the world is diverse. As when COVID struck, honestly speaking, that's when you discover that a lot of hustles were actually worth it. Because if you were actually relying on a 8 to 5 job, everything went down. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the more diverse you are, the better. So with international law, then I studied it, I finished, I graduated. And then coming back to Zim, you have to go for the bar. Which would take a year or 2. So I was just like, no, I'm not going there.
I don't have time for that.
Exactly. And funny how I then just got a job in telemarketing at Econet.
Right.
Yes. So I started working there, worked. I worked for almost half a year. Then I got another job at a new UK call center, which was named UPro Contact.
Okay.
Yes. So worked there for like 2 years, and then that's when I got the role quality control officer.
So now, with your role as quality control officer, what experience from your life has assisted you in doing this job so exceptionally? Because I'm sure you're pretty good at your job.
I am.
Oh yeah, look at her. Yeah.
Okay. So growing up, you have to be patient for some certain things to happen in life. My mom and dad always say kumanya andiko kushika. Yes. So there's some things that you want to happen immediately, but you can't. There has to be a certain process for you to be able to perfect whatever result that you need at the end of the day. So perfection is always key. Yeah. So I discovered that was a major thing that helped me growing up. I had to be patient with a lot of things. We're a big family as well. A family of 10 kids. So you would see that this one needs that, this one needs that, this one needs that. You have to wait your turn sometimes.
Shoot.
So yeah. So patience is key, honestly. And then also fighting for what you believe in. Everyone has, in our family, everyone wants to be this, everyone wants to be that, but you also have to find yourself. And so that's another thing that also helped me to realize who I want to be. Discovering she's intelligent in that, she's intelligent in that.
What am I intelligent
Exactly.
in? Like, what do I love? What are my passions? What am I good at? And I think I'm picking a lot of influence from your parents here, like lots of guidance for them to guide all 10 children in a direction that looks like, wow. I'm sure if I was to interview all the family members, and like all of you have a story.
That is true.
That you can, like, if it wasn't for mom, if it wasn't for dad, if it wasn't for mom, if it wasn't for dad, and for them to actually be like, right, oh, you might
exactly.
Any brothers?
Yes.
So the boys, we have to direct the boys in that direction, so they bring us good wives, so the family legacy continues. Our daughters need to be married off to good family. Yo, do you see yourself having a lot of kids?
There was a time I actually didn't want kids.
At all?
At all.
What happened?
I was just like, hey, kids are pressure. But then my mom was like, you all know better.
Right, true story.
Then I was like, okay, it's okay. So now I'm thinking about it. I think I'll have 4.
Still a big number though. Still a big number though. Is there, okay, just let us know, Pulses. Is there a particular number that you can say this is like an okay number of children to have? Because I grew up from my mom and my dad. We are 3 girls, but my father's children, all in all, we are 7. Right, and I'm the eldest of those. And at one point in time, I almost married this man who had 6 children.
Wow.
Right, and I was willing to be a stepmom.
Wow.
Of 6 children, and with my 2, we're gonna have 8 children.
I know.
You know, I was willing to do it for love. God forbid. And it was because I saw how my stepmom accepted us and how she knew my dad had those 2, he had these 3, and then she's like, no, I'm your mother. So watching her, I was like, so this stepmother thing is doable, so let me do it. But I was like ready to be stepmom to like 6
before
children.
you even had children.
No, look, I had 2 of my own, and then this other man had 6. But I was willing. I said I'll be the man, like, and he was going to be total. I'll take the battle. And then to think I also wanted kids with him. You know, I'd be like, oh, go Simbi Saukaba. So looking back then, I was like, I don't have the heart for that. And I'm just thinking about your parents raising 10 kids of their own, and it's such an inspiration. When you look at your life growing up and where you are now, what role did spirituality play?
A huge role. A huge role. Because honestly, my parents always want to be involved in our lives. So they're always here, they're always there. Spiritually, they were there. You can't do anything without praying. Because whenever you are faced with a difficulty, they would say sometimes, I understand that there's some things that you can't tell me, but there are things that you can tell God.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, honestly speaking, growing up in that environment and also understanding the whole role of fasting for what you want and all that stuff, it has been really helpful, because there are things that you look back and say, you know what, weird enough, I'd forgotten I actually prayed about this. Then she was like, my mom was like, always have a sticky note or something in your phone to pinpoint all the areas that God has answered. That's how you can actually be fully grateful. So growing up, that's what I started doing. And now, honestly speaking, I'm like, thank you, God. I actually dreamt being on radio. Yes, I then actually even gave my name a little funny name for my DJ. I actually call myself DJ Roxy.
DJ Roxy sounds good. It's got a nice ring to it. Hey everybody, it's DJ Roxy.
We're rocking it today, tomorrow, and we keep rocking it live in the studio with BeckyK.
I love it! Oh my gosh, I love it! Oh my god. Are you looking for a job? I can speak to my bosses and be like, and I'll really be like, there's a DJ Roxy who I think she got something. I'm actually going to allow you to do something like towards the end of our interview.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna come through, sit on this side. And do the things. DJ Roxy.
Beautiful.
Just so you can feel. Just so you can feel it.
Thank you so much.
it's not a dream that you need to shut down, because I mean, look, you thought about being in the modeling industry and you went for it on the commercial side of things. You were like, hey, this is me. I've got time to make this decision. Let me do it. And then you had your parents guiding you through it.
That's true.
Now, Cyprus, Zimbabwe, 2 different countries.
That is true.
Right? You come back home, and the modeling career, the modeling journey, the modeling environment, how different?
It's a bit different. Back in Cyprus, I had created, to some extent, a small legacy for myself. Now, a couple of photographers know about you, and they're actually contacting you. Hey, I've got a concept. Would you be interested in it?
Were they paying you for this now?
Yes, they would.
Or it was now
some
like
would, some wouldn't, but I would just do it for this.
Terms.
Yes, exactly. And then, so I was somewhere that side. Then when I came back to Zim, it's back to zero.
What one's the black Jew?
Exactly. Black Peru. That's what someone person called me. I was like, come on, no.
Black Peru. There's a listener here who says, I thought Black Pearl came from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's actually linked with Pirates of the Caribbean.
And you lied to us. Oh, I think this person knows you. I thought Black Pearl came from the Pirates of the Caribbean. You lied to us. We'll
Why
deal
do I
with
feel
you
like
when you
that's
get
Glenda?
home. I don't know. Is it you, Glenda? Is it you? And I will deal with you when you get home. Like,
wow.
They're dealing with you, my guy.
Well, I can say the Black Pearl in Pirates of the Caribbean, everyone wanted that ship.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was a treasured ship. So then, putting it in my context,
everybody's going to want me. Oh, girl.
I'm a pearl.
I get you now. I get you. So now you come back to Zim and people are like, Black Peru. And you're like, no, it's Black Pearl.
Exactly.
This is who I am. This is what I want to be. And they're like, no, we don't know you. Did that did it like break your confidence? Did it like make you feel like, oh my gosh, what is this embargo? What is this? I can't move from this. Maybe this modeling thing wasn't such a good idea.
I actually thought I wasn't going to go anywhere with my modeling after when I came back to Zim, because it's a new environment and you don't know anyone. I think I actually spent a year without any photo shoots or anything like that. And then the second year, my little sister had this lady she once spoke to. It was through mom again. She works with DComs.
Okay.
Yes. Then I'm told that like I've got a sister in Cyprus. She does modeling because she also does the whole adverts and all that stuff and and invites models for auditions and everything like that. So she was like, I hope. And then she was like, okay, send a couple of pictures of the lady you're talking about. She sent them. Then she was like, I'll just communicate with her when there's a role for her. I think it took 6 months, 8 months. Then all of a sudden she texts my little sister. Then she's like, is your sister available? I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? Is she calling me? Then that's when I had my first advert for Econet Wireless. It was for EcoCash.
Right.
Yes.
So you are the one on that EcoCash?
No, it was actually I was part of the audience.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you know that whole thing. You start as if you're going for a movie auditions. You start off as the people in the background, the zombies, the extras. Exactly. So that's what happened. So they were like, it's an advert where we're having a runway show. And we would also want audience to sit around and then clap for the models and all that stuff. Would you be interested for you to actually enter and get into the whole DComs agency? And I was like, yeah, sure. You know. Then we went there. It was early in the morning. We got the whole scene set up. They started the show. We got a video taken.
The experience was like, this is it.
It was magical.
This is what I want to. That I want.
So from then onwards, I became inspired again, and then I was like, okay, so this is actually possible. And then some of the photographers I worked with in Cyprus then also actually came back to Zim. So also, there was a time I actually had a photo shoot near Mukulisi. With railway line. Exactly. I had 3 photographers, a couple of models. It was really amazing. I really enjoyed it. And I also had a photo shoot at Charge Office. That was the best photo shoot I had.
Like around people and everything.
Around the Mawindis.
Sister!
it was amazing because I was actually skeptic at first because, you know, the public can have different views. but they were
Absolutely.
really interested in the photo shoot. They'll be like, wow, this is a photo, there's Rublock America.
I'm cracking. There's a photo.
Exactly. So we played slug because we were trying to have an advert for Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to get involved with the people advertising the Coke.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were part and parcel. We played.
It had to look real.
Exactly.
It had to look real.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got 9 minutes before we close off this interview. I'm seeing your messages. I'm seeing your comments and your contributions. Glenda, finally up. Just like, no, girl, that wasn't me, but I'll get you still. We're taking an ad break. When we come back, we get into the questions, the comments, and the contributions. Stick around.
Fact. NetPrint is the biggest printing house in Zimbabwe with advanced technology in packaging and paper products. So why not entrust us with all your printing and packaging needs?
How's it going so far?
Hey?
How's it going so far?
So good.
Serious.
So good.
Thank you.
Newspapers, annual reports, flyers.
So we're just going to
brochures,
ask you
posters,
about the
labels,
challenges
exercise
or
books,
the life
textbooks.
lessons you've learned
I could go on
through
and
your
on.
life
The
journey
list
so
is
far. So
endless.
you can break them up if you get
Trust
3, 4,
We are
5.
your perfect print
Then we
partner.
just break it out.
And with
Then you
our
come and you do
affordable
DJ Roxy.
services, you can print
What song do you wanna
as much
play?
as you need. So why wait?
The
Visit NetPrint today and experience the convenience and quality of modern printing.
Juanita Moss.
Visit our website www.netprint.co.zw or come to 102 Simon Mazoleze Road.
The spelling is like Nkabile, the people call it Nkobile.
Is it NQ?
NQABILE.
863
Moss.
You want in the system or you're going to download?
I think from the system.
Okay.
You can.
Juanita, maybe Juanita.
Juanita Moose. Sofa Slashan. You have got Sofa Slashan here. I don't have the actual. Maybe Q.
Okay.
I'll have to ask him.
Capital 100.4 FM. She Diaries.
Welcome back to She Diaries, and in studio with me is Norren Chiedza Mavunga, 29-year-old quality control officer. I think that's what we're going to term as your title or career path. But she is a model, also a commercial model, and she just gave us a journey of her life and how she got to be in the places that she's in. And then we just recently discovered that somewhere along her notes and the things that she wants to do in life was that she wanted to be a DJ, and the name that she gave herself as a radio presenter, that is, was DJ Roxy. So DJ Roxy, I am going to give you like a time to come and Roxify and do the things that DJ Roxy does. Listening to your life story, there's definitely some lessons that came with it. How would you break it down? What are some of the life lessons that you've encountered and you've taken to heart, and you're like, this is free information I can give anybody anytime. Do this, and I think you're onto a good future, or you're off to a good start with certain things.
Okay. To begin with, there's a statement I always say. People say the sky is the limit, but I believe there's something beyond the sky. So I wouldn't say the sky is the limit. I would always say the sky is the limit, yes, but there's always something beyond the sky. People limit themselves. You are supposed to learn a couple of things in life, a lot of things. As I said, I want to be so diverse, stretch my limits, my abilities, because God created this world magnificently, and I would want to explore each and every part of it, but I'm just one person, so I will do the best that I can. So I can be a model today, I can be a farmer tomorrow, I can be a poet the next day, I can be a
No
DJ.
restrictions.
Exactly. Stretch your limits. The world is yours. Take the world by storm. Growing in a big family, fight for what you believe in, fight for who you want to be, and be the voice of the voiceless. Yes. So there are people who can't speak out there because they're too shy. Back in the day, I was so shy, so shy. I would say I would be that person at the back of the stage. But now I discovered shyness doesn't take you anywhere. So be the star you're supposed to be. everyone has different attributes, everyone contributes something totally different. So why limit yourself to contribute something that can help the community, that can help change the world, that can help to make the world a better place, be a light to those some of those people who are in darkness. So those are most of the lessons I've actually learned.
I like it. Yo, okay, 5 minutes to go. Hey Becky, hey Black Pearl. Okay, so now the name has stuck. The name has stuck.
Awesome.
Hi Becky, hi Black Pearl. As a 29-year-old, what are some of the lessons that you want to share?
Okay. If you have a dream, try to follow that direction and be involved with people that are associated in that direction, and also have people to support you, to guide you, that actually helps you to have a clear path, and it becomes also easier for you. So that has helped me in actually becoming who I am right now.
In your own view, should a 29-year-old be staying by herself, following her career, or is it okay for her to still be in her parents' home?
It's both-sided, I would say it that way.
Okay.
There's a time I actually wanted to move out, and then my parents were like, no, it's not yet the age. Yeah. And then now I understand to some extent. So they were like, you know what, buy whatever you want to buy for yourself and put it into your bedroom. And then when the time is right, you can move out.
Ooh.
Yes. So now growing up with them, they're actually growing older.
Mm-hmm.
And now moving out is actually painful. I've grown so attached to them. Actually, since they're growing old, that's the most time you can actually spend with them.
So I guess move out when you're about to get married or something. Or do you want to stay by yourself for a bit before you get married?
I think I'll just move out when I'm getting married.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. Well, I'm so attached. My parents are getting old. Norren, thank you so much for coming through. I learned a lot from this interview, and I am going to take certain things into consideration. So I am going to ask you to come around, DJ Roxy.
Thank you so much.
We've got 3 minutes left, so DJ Roxy coming through on Capital 100.4 FM. Harare's Hot Beach is going to take us to the news, and I'll be back with you between 1 and 2 o'clock for lunchtime recharge with Apostle Blessing Chigodora. I'm now handing over. Hey, I think I'm now getting used to this. No, you don't have to touch anything. She's like, do I touch anything? Don't touch no raw, Nanyash. Yasha, no raw. All right, so you're going to introduce that song.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so do what you do.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DJ Roxy. We're rocking it today, tomorrow, and we keep rocking it live in the building, guys. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon, and I hope you're sharing the love, sharing the light. So here we are. Thank you. We're having a song.
Taking us to the news.
Okay, we're taking us to the news.
Uh-huh.
And so we'll have a little song as we get ready for the news.
Who's the artist? Name the artist.
That is Sasha featuring Soa Matrix, Ungowami.
Icho, chacha ready.